Hello, everyone. This is the African Actions Network to a radio, and this is Insta Liberia, and I am here this morning. I am James Jensen. I'm the presenter. Well, before I run out of the house this morning, I thought to just do the short program. And first and foremost, I wish you all are well, both in mind and in spirit. I hope each one of you woke up with a sound mind. And I hope your conditions are better than before. And I hope that God's grace is on each and every one of you. But this is a serious matter, and I thought we can discuss it together. If you can make a comment, we would appreciate it. If you can share the video, please do. What is it that we want to talk about this morning? I was thinking about Liberia and Liberians after elections. I'm sure most of you have making decisions to who to vote for, right? So I'm now thinking about the aftermath of elections. So, and because of that, I want to go into your mind and see whether you understand what you're doing or what you're going to do on October 10th. October 10th is a big day. It's a D-Day that you will have to stand and say, yes, I have voted. But when you say, yes, I have voted, then of course you'll be saying, yes, at least I will have solution to my problems. And that is where I have come to speak to most of you who probably making decisions, who probably still on the fence, thinking what decision to be made with almost all of the crowded field. In fact, some of you will get confused on the election day, because you'll be looking for a candidate, and if you don't get time, you're not going to waste too much of time. But because of the long list of candidates, you may not have the time to vote. Sorry. You may not have the time to vote, especially with our people, with some of the unfortunate situations that our people cannot easily move down and read between the lines and look at the list and say, well, okay, this is my choice. This is what I'm going to vote for. So you're going to be going over the names, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if it's going to take 2-3 minutes to get out of that booth, you're going to spend more time looking for the person you want to vote for, thereby denying others the opportunity. So you will almost have election time. Many persons will not vote before the close of the polls. That's a critical issue. To have 20 presidential candidates, your decision-making process may be limited for some persons because our people are not, we don't have more illiterate persons. It's sad to say it, but it's the reality. So during October polls, there will be some unnecessary delays as a result of the crowded field, the long list of persons who want to be president. But that's not what I'm here to talk to you about today. The decision is yours. How are you going to do it? It's all yours. So this morning I was thinking, I said, okay, you know what? Liberians probably do not understand the magnitude of their vote. You may not. So let's dive into some of these issues this morning and see where you stand as a result of your decision. You either change the status quo or you maintain what you have. Now, when you're maintaining what you have, is saying, well, my life was good for 6 years, and so I'm going to transcend that into more productivity or getting more results in the next 6 years. And then you move into the decision of voting for the current government. If your life not going to be good, if your life was not good for 6 years, it doesn't matter what you hear, right? You're going to be looking for an alternative so that you can see whether your life will be good for the next 6 years. Primarily, whatever your decisions will be on October 10th, the aftermath is what you're going to live by. It's not all those people all the people in the race somewhere somehow they get they get their decisions. They have time either in their favor, or they have money, they have jobs, and they will survive after elections. The few of you who's supposed to be making decisions should be the reason for election is for you to rethink. That's the opportunity you have to rethink your decisions. If you make mistake last elections and your conditions were not good, this is the time that you're going to make a decision for yourself. Most of you will say, well, our business, right? Whether we suffer or we don't suffer, not our business, our choice, our decision. 26, just a few days from now. But let me say happy 26 to all of you guys. My 26 all of you people. We don't get money here. My 26 everybody. But even this 26, how is a life like? How's the life like? Are you begging to survive? Is that why you're coming into 2024? After October, the next thing is phone fair, or maybe look at elections results. From election result, either you have a rerun, after a rerun, or then you talk about governance, people preparing for inaugurations and all of the stuff. But inauguration not for you. After election, inauguration, you're not even going to be worried about that because you're not going to attend inauguration anyway, most of you. I'm not sure you have television to even watch inauguration, right? You don't even have electricity to watch inauguration. Few will have, though. But you will be told how inauguration will be like. You're going to gather to your maybe your Facebook or your radios, and then you're going to listen as to who is going to be inaugurated comes January. But that's not the issue yet. The issue is this: the economic impact on your life. You know what's happening in Labrador now? The WEAS administration, they are dumping the money on the market. And that's the key issue I want to talk about this morning. The WEAS government, the money they printed, they are dumping it on the market. I'm using the word dumping because there is no regulatory means for the central bank to say, you know what, we will put this amount of money on the market. As we heard from Prince Johnson, the money printed did not go into the central bank. It's at the WEAS house. So they are using the money now to put it on the market. The money they're giving you is dumping it on the market without regulatory means. The central bank the central bank, they're supposed to sit there and know when to put money on the market, when to take money from the market. These are the regulatory means so that you cannot have more money on the market to the point where you have fewer goods that you will find it difficult to find. So after elections, guess what? The Labrador money going to be, the rate's going to be high. What is happening now is like, okay, give the money to the people. The president take the money out there. The speaker take it out. The vice president put it out. The pro tem put it out. Representative, those who want to be senators or representatives, especially from the government, they're also pumping the money into the market. They want to convince you. So you're getting the money on the market. The money you're getting is now going in the bank. It's going in the public sphere. The money is going on the market without regulations. Other people printed money, they have a greater share in their homes, and that's why they're pumping in the market. So after elections, there's going to be more money on the market. The Liberian dollar rate is going to be very high. As a result, the Lebanese and the Indians, the business people who know how to manage to get goods in the country, they're going to collect the few US dollars and buy goods. So the goods are going to buy, they're going to bring the goods in the market. And those goods going to be what high price because the people could not even get the US dollar. You get so much Liberian dollar chasing the fewer US dollar. In the George Weah and Wilson Tabet scenario, George Weah says scarcity, Wilson Tabet now teaching how to, the economic terms and all those things, scarcity, right? So there's going to be scarcity of the US dollar on the market. As a result of that, the Lebanese, the Indians, and all of the other business people are going to find it difficult to get the US dollar. As a result, when they get the fewer US dollar, they buy the goods that money can buy. For example, the bags of rice, right? The common food that you all eat in Liberia. They will start looking for rice by now. George Weah, they're not singing the song, Ukraine war, bringing economic hardship responsible for the increase in price of rice. By the time election is over, if George Weah wins election, that's going to be the song they're going to be singing because they know the difficult time ahead will be the economic crisis. So they're going to talk about Ukraine, Russia, Ukraine war, the Green Horizon, this and that, and all of those stuff. That is what they're going to be thinking. So you're going to be feeling the pinch of your decision because they're going to be fewer goods on the Liberian market. More Liberian dollar going to be on the market. That you can't avoid it. George Weah himself will have no control over it. Because what is Liberia producing? You have no idea. When they collect the taxes are collected, printed Liberian dollars and all those things, the Liberian dollar now is on the market. So other people now is like, okay, the money is what you're chasing. And that's why this is the time they waited for, to pump the money to you guys. You're not working for it. There's no regulation of the money. Central Bank telling us, okay, you know what, this is the amount of money you must release. No, there's not going by that. Right now, it's like everybody getting money in their houses. Those who had their share of the newly printed dollars, Liberian dollar, they're now using the money to win your minds to vote for them. And in the process, they're pumping the Liberian dollar on the market. So after election, you're going to have what? The Liberian dollar rate is going to increase. Take note of this broadcast. The Liberian dollar going to be on the increase. I don't know the rate right now, but it's going to increase thereafter. Again, I say, after that, the US dollar going to be scared. And the Lebanese and the Indian people, they already have their strategy. Whether you like it or not, they're going to spend the Liberian dollar, no matter how hard the Liberian dollar is, because you're buying the goods in Liberian dollar. So they're going to step up the price of even the current goods that they have, any goods that the Lebanese and Indian people bring in the country. They already stepping up the price because what? You get more Liberian dollar now on the market. So they step the prices up so that they will be able to get the US dollar. The US dollar will not be more after your election. In fact, you must pray because there are few persons in the race that the Treasury Department of the US have sanctioned. And people are saying that we don't care whether the US dollar, the American people put sanction on anybody, we don't care, we're going to vote for them. That's what you tell the US government. So the Treasury Department get their own way of controlling their decisions. If you slap someone on the other side, the person say, oh, really? Some people not say, yeah, the other ear, they'll say, okay, good. Then slapping someone say, okay, let me sit back and also get back to that person. So you're going to feel the pinch of the decision after election. So your decision right now, it's time you want to go. There's two things you're going to do. You're going to look at in your decision making. And I'm just saying that because I don't even care at this time to tell who to vote, who not to vote for. I've told you people already what my mind is. I think there are two persons in the race. They are new. I think there are not two persons new. There are many new persons in the race as far as the list is concerned. But I think there are two persons in the race. And that's my view. And this is not even two-way view. This is my view. This is Jensen's view. You have Tewan Gonglo and you have Alexander Cumming. These two persons may have a new formula for Liberia. Hello? Yeah, that's me. That's my talk. That's my talk. You don't have to like me for that. You don't have to curse me for that. If you want to curse me, that's up to you. But that's my view. The formula that George Weah had, I wouldn't agree with that. Last election, I was thinking, George Weah, even though with all of his football ideas and everything, I was thinking, okay, yeah, you know what, the guy could come and make a difference. But for some of us, my calculus, no, he's not. He doesn't fit in that this election. I wouldn't advise anybody in that direction. Let me be honest with you. And then somebody will say, "Oh, Jensen, you're not to be thought of." No, that's my view. That's my thought. You must be looking at Liberia. To look at Liberia is to look at, you know why? When I'm looking at Liberia, I'm looking at the youthful generation of that country. Where are they going? The young people, where are they? What is the progress of the young people? Do you have a young generation to depend on? What is the income generating capacity of the young people? Do they have jobs? After all of the promises, are there jobs for the young people? No. How many are you working? Let me be honest with you. It's shameful, disgraceful, and embarrassing to see someone after the age of 25, 30, 40 and cannot have a stable job to rely on. It's shameful. You should be making formal decision after 25, 30 years, maybe out of high school or out of college or in college and making some decision. After 30, 35 years, you should be making some serious formal decision. Getting married, getting businesses established, doing some other stuff. But in the kind of a formal system, we see ourselves being dependent. You have cousins, nephews, sisters, everybody looking up to you for some kind of a handout. And you don't have a job at age 35, 40, 45. Isn't that embarrassing? Isn't that anything that you should be thinking about? Oh, yes, I'm thinking about that. I would think about that. I don't care who even I should be voting for. It can be even my father, my brother. I'll be thinking about, can this person deliver? Some of the questions you should be asking. Can this person deliver? Like some of the common issues you have. The movement of you from one point to another in Monrovia, just transportation means to move from one point to another. If the people could not find solution to this problem, can they find solution after elections? Think about that. Can you move from Pinsville to Broad Street within less than maybe in an hour at most, so that your day cannot be wasted? If they didn't find solution, can they find solution after election? If the answer is no, the people, I don't think they can find the transportation situation in the country is so bad, deplorable. We don't think they can find. Why will you keep them there? Why? Oh, because you love them more than yourself. That would be good. Nobody telling you who to vote for. The fact that you are after age 18, you are re-voting. It is believed that you have wisdom, you have mind, you have the capacity to decide for yourself. So it doesn't even mean what I tell you. It should be okay. This is what I like. This is what I'm going to go for. But we're only telling you some of the aftermath. For me, I'm telling you this morning. The primary reason I'm telling you this morning is the economic condition going to be high on each one of you Liberians. So it's a time to make a decision. The way you want to go is up to you. But after election, the prices of goods going to be high. Once again, let me repeat myself. The money, you have more Liberian dollar being put on the market without regulation from the central bank. No. The money was printed according to the very people who gave authorization when they printed the money. The money was taken to Joe House. They have the money. Joe Howard Taylor gets some of the money. Prince Johnson himself, who even said this, he got some of the money. Right? All of the senators and representatives get free Liberian dollar to put on the market without regulation, because when the money is printed, some of them, there was the deal strike. I was surmise. And so when the money came to the country, Buffer Chima, he went to Maryland, was saying displaying money. These people get cartons of Liberian dollar, they're putting it on the market. I know people are not asking questions, right? Yes, I can confidently tell you that the prices of goods will be high on the market. Because guess why? You get more Liberian dollar. The Liberian dollar rate is going to be very high. Take note of the broadcast. You're going to feel it after elections. There will be no means to regulate that easily. Right now, the Liberian dollar rate is even higher, right? But you can trust me, the rate will go higher after election, because guess what? By that time, you will have maybe after October 10, by the time the people who put their money on the market and they will seize them. Oh, yes. If let's assume that Georgia and the government they put about I don't know how many million, maybe not billion Liberian dollar on the market, so you got surplus Liberian dollar on the market. Then the US dollar, they don't have control of the US dollar. The US dollar is not controlled by them. They have no means to. You think Georgia are going to get a US dollar? No, they will not get a US dollar. US dollar. If they get some of the US dollar, maybe the people, the bourgeois, then those who sitting in the close proximity of the president. These are the people that may handle the US dollar. But even when they handle it, they themselves will have to go trade with it. When they trade with it, the money will land in the hands of the Lebanese because they had to buy rice, they had to buy their gin, their liquor to drink, and whatever they want to do, they're going to do those things. And then the Lebanese and the Indians, the business-minded people will go out. They're not going after the Liberian dollar. They want to use the Liberian dollar to collect the few US dollars they have in Liberia. And then the few of those US dollars collect, because you're not going to bring a Liberian dollar abroad to come buy any goods. You want burger rice, you want maggi chicken soup, so we call it. You're not going to use Liberian dollar to even cross the border and say to Africa and go. Maybe Africa, yeah, the border point, you can maybe they trading Liberian dollar around that end. But anything beyond that, the tomato that you can use, just imagine any of the goods, just cooking, stuff. You will need US dollar. It's not you that buying it, it's the Lebanese and the Indians. So they'll collect the few US dollar to get outside and buy their goods. When they buy their goods, they bring it inside Liberia. Because there's so much surplus Liberian dollar on the market, they step up the price of their goods. You will have to buy it because you have to survive. At that time, nobody gave you free money, or no, nobody gonna give you free money. At that time, it is not the time for your own hustle. That's the time you will sit down and ask yourself the questions of your decision you just made. Another thing, maybe another thing, you will start. Sorry to say, you will start causing job here now. Those some of you, the very people who voted for job here, will be telling you, you know what? This man, you're not doing the price of rice going high, the oil price going high, and this and that. That's the time you will start to blame these people. But if you're not thinking at this point, we just came to tell you these are some of the decisions you're going to face. But let me say this way. Let me flip a coin on flip a coin. Let us assume it is Tewon Gonglo or it is Alexander Cumming, because that's what I'm gonna say, right? That's what I would say. That's what I say. I'm not buying your thought. I'm buying into situations. Alexander Cumming again, nothing to do for me. All I want Liberia to be better. Tewon Gonglo be president. I just want Liberia to be better. I want to go to Liberia and be able to do what I want to do, right? But let me say it this way: if Tewon Gonglo was to ever win election, or Alexander Cumming was ever to win election, guess what's going to happen? The very first thing, maybe they may be asking, okay, you know what? These people printed money, right? We need to know how much was printed and how the money was being, put on the market. They'll go after the trail and want to find out what has happened with the Liberian dollar that was printed just recently. In that process of time, they will ask the current government to give account. In fact, the current government, there will be a 10-over note. From the 10-over note, the people will be able to look at this, the financial decision people make. Maybe, very likely, some of the people will be asked to give account of the money that they printed. That's where the fight will start. Even just by announcing a fight for these people to give an account in the economic sense or the financial market sense, that will step out where we add value to the Liberian dollar, even if the Liberian dollar will be on the market. That will make the financial decision makers, those who oxide, those who really looking at the market with their eyes wide open, they'll be thinking, okay, you know what? There's a new day, there's a new situation here. We have to watch and see what's going to happen. But if it is the same old system, nobody's going to handle. Okay, they put out the roadmap already. They know already how these people put money in the market. They know how the surplus market is there. They know how they're going to be proceeding further way. Maybe the next thing they're going to be printing some more money, keep dumping it out there, and make your life miserable. All right? So it is you now that are going to be making a decision. It doesn't matter even when I say Gonglo coming. It is you. I don't have voting right in Liberia. Trust me, I don't. I'm not even going to be in Liberia October. I will come Liberia, but not October. So I'm going to be watching you guys voting. When you are finished voting, we'll announce the result. I don't care whoever it is. Like, If the jogger will say, "Oh, congratulations, Mr. Weir. Mr. Weir's second term is on," and we'll watch the game thereafter. If it's anybody else, we're going to just sit and announce it and make our own analysis of what we should be expecting. And that's what we're doing here this morning. You have your decisions in your hand. When you're going out vote on October 10th, it is you that are going to be voting. You're not anybody. You'll be voting yourself. Your own conditions is what you're going to be voting for. So by this time, with all of the fanfare and everything, the night of October 9th, you go to bed, you must be telling yourself, okay, you know what, and now the money now, we not eat all the money, we not wear all the t-shirt, we not wear all the cab and everything. It's not time to sit and make my own decision. Who do I vote for? When going to vote, you make a decision. Is it Weir? Is it Cummings? Is it Joseph Boakai? Is it the Leso Long that can call everybody? But any of them, everybody get their own friends and brothers, people they love and everything. Whether they win election, at least people get some votes. They said 2.4 million person going to vote. That's what they said. So for me, my own calculation right now is not like it's going to be difficult for anyone to get 50 plus 1%. Because of the crowded field, everybody going to get chips off the number. It's just going to be hard for someone to get 50 plus 1%. So the very top people might be just in the second round. Somebody said we shouldn't say those things, but you can. I mean, for me, that's my thought. There's no way you can have anybody winning strictly 50 plus 1%. It's going to be hard, right? So we follow that, but my major concern is your decisions in the aftermath. What your vote's going to be like? What should you expect after election? After election, it's going to be a difficult time in Liberia. And the world don't have too much time for people who cannot find. If Liberia cannot be part of the world decision-making process, but rather to be part of creating the problems, that is up to you all. And this is the time. When I listen to the U.S. ambassador, it's like he's almost sending a strong message. He has told you all that he needed to say. But some people, what people is arguing now, no, but this is our country. Like the Samuel Doe regime. Some of you were not born during Samuel Doe time, right? We will pay. You heard that story. If you were not born, you may have heard that story. They thought they could pay Liberian people debt. Let's say American people debt. So there was a kind of glamorous pronouncement, presidential pronouncement, officials of government, everybody going in the market, we will pay, start collecting money to pay American people debt. The American people, just say, look at you. You even know what the people plans are. These are people who are the first nation on earth. When I say first nation, I'm talking the biggest nation on earth. The biggest financial making decision on earth. Everything you think about America, military-wise, whether you like it or not, this is the biggest nation on earth. So for small country like Liberia, look at the map behind me. See where we live. We're in the corner. I wonder my hand can reach it. We're in the corner here. Right here. Right behind me. Small little place. Then you see right there, North America. Then you want to say what? They have sanctioned group. It doesn't matter, sometimes it hurts to say this things, right? Because I have someone who I know very personally, and he's also one of those sanctioned. And I would only think, if I were in that person's position, I would only think, why don't you get involved in agriculture? Why don't you establish business? You get means to handle some money. Why don't you sit back and do some business? Keep empowering yourself quietly somewhere down the line. You want to challenge America? You try it. See how it works afterward. Try to tell them all those things. Y'all don't study history. Your thing is all about your time. Y'all go ahead. You let those people who are sanctioned and all of those people y'all elect them. And let's see what will happen. And try and error. That's a test. That's a real test tube that Joe we are talking about. Maybe you probably, I don't know. I don't want to say the other way around. But a real test tube. Y'all elect them. That would be the real test tube of Liberia's democracy. The Treasury Department of the United States government sanction people. And you say, what? Whether you sanction or you sanction, we'll vote for them. Y'all go ahead, y'all vote for them. Liberian people. You can't don't let hardship. You go ahead and vote for these people. Let's see how you're gonna work. Nobody gonna tell them to vote for anybody. Anybody want to vote for, go and vote for them. I have my own way. No campaign business right now. Like age 18, you can make decision. Oh no, you can make decision. What decision you make, you live with it. So even our contesting election, I want to tell you, say, I think I can do it better. If I will ever contest election in Liberia, I'm not going to have my head too much telling people this. People are, when you are of age 18, at this time you might be local, you must have had an opportunity to evaluate those who are in your area that want to be representatives, those who in your country that want to be senators. You must be able to read the lines, read between these people and make some common decisions. Can this person be a good senator? Can this person, because you're senator representative, you're making decisions against the executive, not against the executive, but try to balance power. Look at decisions that will come before you, read, find the laws, and know exactly what you can say that can better the country. Now, what can better somebody else? That's not the essence of government. Even if I'm part of a ruling party and sitting down as senator or representative, you want to tell me I don't have my independent mind, I can think. I can see a piece of law and say, no, this is not good for the country. People just voting yes, everything because it's not a party thing, and they don't care about the country. They printed money. Those who should be asking the question, where is the money? They're not asking the question. Right now, they're enjoying the money, right? They pump it to you, you take it, you eat it. You think that how you're going to be after the election? No, it's not going to be that way. It's going to be a tough economic decision. You're going to have the same people on board anyway. A job where when you're going to have someone to be minister, very likely, continuously, and then nothing going to change. Everything going to be just what it is. If it's a new president, you're going to have different stuff, different issues, different situations going to be. So it's all about you. It's about your life. Why should any young person at the age of 35, you can get a job? You can't. When last, you ever took a time to write an application for a job? When last? And you went for an interview in a very transparent way. And you can be proud of yourself. Oh yeah, I applied. I was accepted. I was shortlisted, and I went through an interview. And then here I am. I have a job to do. At least when the month ends, you get your salary. You can say, "Oh yeah, this is my check." You make your personal decision. Okay, this one for my rent, this one for my car, maybe my gas, this one for my children or my whatever, this one for my friend, blah, blah, blah. When like you ever made a decision on yourself? Age 25, 35, 40. You don't have economic means to survive. You have the opportunity to make a decision. Some of you still there running behind people. You think I'm going to help you after the election? No. After all this time, this phone fair for election is over. It's going to be you. If you were selling bitter ball, you're going to be selling bitter ball. Nothing going to change. If you were selling how you call it rice in the bag in the rice, you open the rice, you pour a cup in the rice. You were selling rice by cup. Okay, that's the best way to say it. You were selling rice by cup. You're going to go back to selling rice by cup. How long have you been selling rice in a cup? How long? How long do you want to keep doing that? You as a person, how long do you want to keep doing that? Every human being was born for a purpose to make sure they have the best of life. Those fundamental rights that are spelled out in the Constitution, you want to ignore them. Some people were killed. There is no accountability up to this time. None of you thinking about those things right now because it wasn't you, right? Oh no, you don't care. This time, no time to ask anybody a question. When election comes, these are the questions you ask those people. These people were on board. There's some of our peers, even the person was not related to me, but the person got killed. They didn't know what has happened. No investigation, nothing came out of it. Oh, you've forgotten, right? Oh, the election, so you're forgotten. You're taking your own trend. It's up to you. It's up to you. The way that I came up for this morning to tell you, say there will be hardship. Somebody will say, when the white man can make their own decision, they can make that prediction. Right? Like, bro, you make prediction and so you wish hunting. You're thinking evil about yourself. That's the mindset of an African man. If you tell them, say, no, in America, people forecast, even business, the business market, people forecast what's going to happen to the prices of goods, or those who trade, buying shares, they're going to tell you, this is what is they predict, you know, the prices of the shares, the market value of what is going on around them. Like what I'm saying right now is I'm predicting that in Liberia there will be a difficult time after election. The primary reason would be because the WIA's government is dumping the printed money on the market. They're going to be surplus Liberian dollar on the market. The rate, Liberian dollar rate is going to be high. Anybody who tell you say Liberian rate going to drop the election, that person is lying to you. That's how much to give out the formula. That what they're doing is being regulated. The money they put in the market, not coming from the central bank. No, it's not. The central bank take their time, they study the market, and then they put certain money on the market at certain point in time. And they sit and watch how things look like. But under this condition, no, it's not like that. In fact, since months back, on this election, Prince Johnson didn't buy it online. You said the money printer was taken to Joe Weah house. That's our reliance. That Joe Weah house, one of his 49 buildings, is like very likely a bank, and the money is stored in there. And so they just take it from there. Thomas, how you call him? Representative Tamba, right? Senator, how you call him? The most valuable senator. All these people, the representatives. Then you go to a different county. The speaker, Protein. All they people get cartoons of money. They put it on the market because you will have to vote for them. The only way you can vote for them is not on the basis of their records. No, not that you are thinking about what were the votes of this senator, what was the vote of the representative, what did they vote for that benefited me, that benefited the community, and those kind of stuff. You're not thinking about that. All you're concerned about when somebody come there, okay, you know what the youth leader here. Okay, you know what, you take this money, divide among the youth people. What the women leadership? Take the money. What the market women? The different group, the traditional leaders. Okay, this one for traditional leader. So you're taking, you're enjoying yourself, you're drinking your food. It's like you really, really don't know what you want. And you want to go after the money. And you're not asking them where the money comes from. Your own money is being given to you. The money was printed was for the purpose of solving the problem of the nation. Hello? Yes, it's going to be tough after elections. I challenge anybody who will say nah. Mama Malu gets some of the money, right? They all now get money divided all around the place. My battery, right? Everybody get money in their homes, dividing it. If I run, I'm gonna go to Mama, my man. I need gas in my car. Or me, Mama, be careful to give me money, right? Because I'm not somebody where money can't give me money. You say, then man, and I buy your food. No, you're doing that to me. They'll be skeptical about some of us. We'll be very careful. Even job will not be. If I even close the job, I'll be careful not to give me money. You know I will not vote for him. If I ever to vote for him, for sure. Last election, I was sitting like this discussing the scene for a job where, right? When I was okay, all the poor in the mess. Yeah, you say that about me, I will agree with you. Because I was thinking like, it's not all about education. Sometimes people get around, make some wise decision. The caliber of people that bring around them sometimes make a difference. That was my thought. The contrary, not the election, not this election, not this election. No, not this election. Yeah, not this election. Okay. So there's a lot that you have to sit and think about. The young people in the country. Honestly, every nation is concerned about the youth. There's a generational gap in Liberia when it comes to education, when it comes to experience and everything. So when you say people don't want to accept it, the war had an impact. That impact is still being felt today. There's no question about that. But there's no reason for the economic gain that should have been made there from. Nothing stopped Liberia. The road network is still poor. Some people will sleep on the road, they will not vote on that day, especially the road in the southeastern side. You don't believe it? Just have facts. Hmm? Some persons will be on the road, they will not vote. They will not be to their places where they're supposed to vote because of bad roads. Yes, have fact. Those who will leave the kind of Monrovia and buy their goods on their way back, except they make maybe you know what, and no business person want to do that, right? No business person want to sit down and say, you know what, this election time is time for them to make their money. So some people come to Monrovia, buy their rice, buy their cube, whatever they want to buy, just to carry back in those places and go sell. But then the bad rules will not permit them to reach on time to vote. So those persons, their rights to vote will be cut short because of the failure of the government to provide roads, network, better roads for those people. People didn't build coastal highway. When I hear now they enter an agreement to build coastal highway this election season, those are things when I listen to this and I say that that's deception. In fact, if you come to election when there are certain things government are supposed to do, it has to be negotiating contract, it has to be negotiating loans because it's about decision of the people. You're not even sure whether you're going to be the one to be elected. So why will you be negotiating loans? Why will you be talking about, you didn't build coastal highway, you didn't even start since 6 years, or let's say 5 years, almost 6 years. Is it late day? Is it when the ring of falling in draw water, dew will be falling in draw water? Hmm? That's Liberia. Liberian people the representative will not ask the questions, they have questions. So the people themselves will not care. Because if this becomes a debate, the people will be enlightened. Right? You know why? All the alone thing talking about the coastal highway agreement with whatever it is, will table it until after elections. Why will you be negotiating during election period? What? You should be just fighting for pay salary. That's what you should be doing. The election period. Nothing major should be happening because it's like it's anybody game, right? Anybody can win election. If you win election, you continue with your programs. I mean, you can continue with your programs as you were planning. If you didn't build a coastal highway, you promised number one priority you had, you didn't do anything with it. That is late day. You want to start talking about what? Those are things. So now you hear, just say these are to convince you. They want to say, well, these are things we said, but like, when I even asking questions about what you have done, what you haven't done. So why you even heading your head? Like, people don't want to know. Back of the people don't ask these questions. What were the promises made? What were the achievements? If people promised job, what were the job? They don't care. They're not going to vote. Just give them the dollars. They will take the dollar. Most of them, that's what they will do. And that's the advantage you kept on. You decided to bring the money at the time when election is nearing, so that you can just pump the money to them. Okay? So everything you do right now is all about your life. If you want to be good, you will be good. All right? If you want to be good, you'll be good. If you want your life to be better, for me, I want Liberian life to be transformed. I want Liberian after this election, people must be thinking positive. People must be going to business. People must be going to school, not just graduating. How many person graduated from school in Liberia? There are more graduates than more jobs. True or false? This gone year, how many graduates are out there? There were more graduates. It's good to hear these things. How many persons get job in Liberia? Even with the gay community, people using electronics, some people use electronics to make money. This kind of small opportunity that is provided for people is not in Liberia. Mm-hmm. The global community is now fighting to understand this artificial intelligence community. Everybody is thinking differently. Then get a nation, one of the oldest African nation on earth. And people will not even be in the range of discussing those issues. Then people, it's not a pride for anybody. I will. There are some bright minds in Liberia that could be involved in innovations that could better Liberia or that could put Liberia on the map. But if people, like one young man I saw, I think out in Kidmont, this man was like facing something like a motorbike on the river, pedaling, and that was innovation. But that man dream died with him because nobody could see him. Nobody could spy him and say, oh, this man has something in him. That may not need to be a son or relative or Joey, but you think Joey don't see those things? Nobody could see those things and say, well, this is a fine idea. We'll invest some money in. In fact, by this time, Liberia should have money set aside for those innovators, those who get mind, those who want to create new ideas and put it on the map. Wait, the people care? No, they don't care. Not everybody just feel like doing things to please themselves. This is election now, so everybody must get it wrong. You know. So somebody said they're watching for sound of content. Government camp. God bless the people of Liberia. Yeah. George, is that Wulento? Yeah, George Wulento. Yeah, that's true. God will bless Liberia. But you know why? There's something that the Bible says, and I believe in that. Faith without works is dead. God sits in heaven and he has provided everything that we needed in this world to prosper. For Liberia, God gave you all gold, diamonds, out of the minerals, the resources you have, a very good, uh, 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 what do you call, um, land, fertile land to produce crops and even supply the world. But if you don't use those resources, you can sit down all day, say, God come and bless, or God come and God has already blessed the land. Liberia is one of the best places that on the earth. That if we were managing our resources, nobody from Liberia should have been, thinking about suffering. Like, just imagine somebody found a diamond of what they say, well, 5 million worth of diamond. Diamond went into argument. Just that someone that could be blessed out of that turned into different situation. People don't care. Leadership, you find a diamond that worth almost $5 million. Why do you think you are happy? Just a fine process. That young man, maybe the Ministry of Lands and Mines, they have a way to handle those kind of situations. I don't buy the diamond from that man, change that young man's life. Maybe the community. If the community were able to have a share there, do something. But guess what? That diamond is sitting with somebody now, make that person a millionaire, and that person, maybe for some reason, I'm told they might have given some money. But how much money would I get? Would that man get? So you see how God do? God bless that young man. He found that piece of diamond that would have changed his life forever. So from the resources of the land. But what happened next? Different story, right? One assistant minister was in there and said, oh, we don't keep diamond of the Ministry of Lands and Mines. Somebody made sarcastic comments and nobody even fired him, nobody suspend him. That just become the norm of the day. Now, this is the time for Liberia to make decisions. I would say, after election, it's you that are going to be making you're going to feel the pinch of what it's going to be. Once again, let me repeat, that's the cross of my discussion today. The Liberian dollars, the rate of Liberian dollar are going to be high on the market after election. I don't know the rate right now, right? I don't know the rate, but the rate going to be on the increase. Why? Because the government is pumping more money on the market than it should have been if it was regulated by the central bank. If people are only relying on their salaries, their benefits to run campaign and do other things, you will not have more money on the market than people having free money They printed money, they divided some of those money, and then they put it on the market. Every one of us, right? You work for money, you're thinking very hard how to manage it. But you have free money, you just send it out there. So the Liberian money is going to be more on the market. And when the Liberian money is more on the market, you have surplus of the Liberian dollar. The US dollar are going to be few. The US dollar, the business people are going to be going after the US dollar. They're not going after the Liberian because they cannot take the Liberian dollar to get oxide and buy their goods and carry to the country and then let you go and have goods to buy. So the result of that, let me use Joe, we have my word anyway, but let me use the way he like to say it. Scarcity, right? Scarcity and dancing, all those things. Wasting Tapet and after his tutorial, all those things, that's some of the things we started here. So the US dollar, they're going to be scarcity of the US dollar on the Liberian market. So as a result of that, the Lebanese and the Indians, they will have to leave and buy their goods with the few US dollar they've gotten to get the goods in the country. When they get the goods in the country, they're going to step up the prices of the goods. Right now, there's issue with the grains that are coming from Ukraine. That's something else. For me, Ukrainians are dying to talking about grains about them. So that's so much. My mind would be very different from those things. But you sure what I'm saying? The food price is going to be high. But Joe, we are going to explore it. That's what they're going to be telling you soon. Let me tell you now before they can even start telling you. Very soon, somebody's going to tell you, you know what, the prices are good, not just like bread alone. And in fact, the war in Ukraine is Russia threatening, Ukraine to bomb their port. They say grains are leaving and all of those stuff. That's the next thing you're going to be hearing after elections. Right now, you're not going to hear those things. But the major problem you're going to face is because more Liberian dollar will be on the market. The result will be what? You Liberian are going to suffer it. Yeah, buying one cup of rice for $25, maybe it's going to be 35, 40. I don't know how much for a cup of rice right now. So be thinking about that while you're running around. Okay? Don't care what you're going to vote for. To vote, you are age 18, you have knowledge. If you're not sleeping on mattress, if you're not slept on mattress for 6 years, then you're not going to sleep on mattress for another 6 years if the current government remains in power. If you never had a room to rent for the 6 years and you are sleeping with friends, you're probably not going to have the same room to rent. You're still going to be around friends. If you were not in school because of school fees issue, it's going to be the same, maybe worse. So be thinking. If you change your situation around, it might be. That's something you don't know. We all don't know it. Right? But there are some people who are economic decision makers in this election. There are people who get legal mind who are going to be thinking twice about decision making. So why would you leave all these people and still want to keep the same condition, the same people? Oh, they're what they want us to enjoy, right? In fact, let me say, I get a personal property. If I was somebody, you spent 10 years in government, why are you still doing government? You're the only person that Liberian people trust. You're the only person who get here on your shoulder, right? To be in government 10 years. Some people 20, 15, whatever year. Are you killing me? Nobody in Liberia get brain. Only you get brain. That's the problem in Liberia. Liberian people, sometimes they don't feel for themselves. Deciding. You should be able to make decisions for yourself. When you make a decision, it's a hard decision you make. I know somebody can make hard decisions against their own family members. When it comes to the kind of political decisions, I don't blame anybody too. It's a tough thing to make decisions against people who give you a few dollars, honestly. Right? But you must ask yourself whether the money will keep rolling. If you have anybody who giving you money right now and the person will continue to give you money after elections, there's no reason why you should not vote for that person. Hard facts. Like Muhammad Malu, with all of his damaging statement he made against Joe Weah, his line of survival right now is in that CDC. They have compromised those things ever since. So you have some money right now and maybe dividing it. So you think Muhammad Malu will not vote for Joe Weah. If you would do that, that would be on the high political game. that will be on the ballot where you stand by himself and say, you know what, with all of what I'm seeing, my vote, I'm going to cast it for this man. That will be an internal thing that nobody's going to know about. He gets to that booth and he doesn't vote for Joe Weir. He said, well, I play my part, my conscience, I live in my conscience. Some of these people do that. Let me be honest with you. Some of the big guys around Joe Weir, that's what they do. They go to the pool. They will not vote for Joe Weir. They know Joe Weir don't, he's not competent to vote for him. They will not vote for him. They vote for somebody other than that. But then if the majority vote for Joe Weir, then all the fall in the pot. Right? Yes, that's the politics. That's the politics. Some people vote their conscience. Some people go to the ballot box, they vote their conscience. If you were able to see some of the ballot papers and say, well, okay, this is this person. Let's say, for example, remember, this is his vote. Let's say, for example, Joel. Maybe Joel said, when I even vote for our own party, right? She said, you know what, this other one here, this is not what Liberia deserves. So I'm not going to cast my vote yet, even though I'm the vice president. You know, Joel can do that because she's vice president, right? Because she needs opposition. But the way she was treated in the last 6 years, maybe also going to be worse. They come in after this election, if they win the election, right? They come in election after election, it's going to be a different ball game. Let me be honest with you. Joe Weir going to be a different Joe Weir. Joe Weir will not be wanting anything from anybody anymore when you get elected. The way I see Joe Weir on taking the stand now, I can imagine after election. A lot of us wait and see what's going to happen election after election. But primarily, I thought to talk to you about the economic condition of Liberia after election. That's my prediction. Things going to be high. So whatever you're doing, even if you're getting some free money this election time, do some saving. Okay? Do some saving. Don't sit. You get free money right now from anybody. Do some little saving. Even get small money saving, even for 1 month after election, it's going to be tough. That's what I want to tell you. It's going to be tough after election. Don't take it for joke. It's going to be tough. The prices of goods going to soar. It's going to be higher. You're going to get more Liberian on the market. That's the simplest way I can say it. The US dollar going to be scarce on the market. Worst so. I hope America would not, and I don't think America will do that, to sanction the country because of defiant decision. If the Treasury Department have sanctioned some people and y'all go and vote them in, I'm afraid that the Treasury Department is not going to take Liberia very kindly. Right? They may not take that holistic decision to suffer Liberians, but there will be some decision that will be withheld. Seriously. Why will you have a group of people who cannot even travel, who cannot come? Why representative senator cannot rub shoulder with congressional people here? So now they see, beat my imagination. Why will I, James Johnson, be senator representative in Liberia? I cannot be someone who will come to the US and meet senators and representatives of the Congress. I don't know what Liberian people can think. I don't know. Honestly, I sometimes I can just sit down. Why will a speaker sit and cannot interact with another speaker of a country like America? Then you think everything is normal? Really? So why would you have a speaker who cannot cross the sea and come and sit with, congressional speakers on the side? Let's say the House of Representatives here. Or you have a delegation. When you ever saw Liberia legislative delegation to the U.S. Congress? Oh, yes, you are one of those who say, oh, we don't care, we're independent country, right? Okay, that's what I have to say today. Thank you so much for those of you who've been watching. This is the African Action Network. We just told to caution you guys. Although you have a time to vote, it's not because what I say. Vote your conscience. Anything that drives your conscience, go and vote. Let me tell you, be aware of the consequences of your vote. Whoever you vote for is a choice. You have the right to vote, but be aware of the consequences of your decision. How Liberia going to be next year? It depends on your vote. Thank you so much. And of course, this is how we want to draw the curtain. And we want to say the African Actions Network. Of course, I'm being James Jensen sitting here. And until next time, have a pleasant and wonderful day. Don't forget to pray every time. Put all your issues in the hands of God. The world is going crazy nowadays. There's so much happening. Until then, Have a blessing.